What's going on, guys? It's your girl Rebecca here with Inside the Ring, and today on the show we have the main event this weekend. Xander, Zayas. Xander, how you feeling?
How are you, Rebecca? It's been a long time, no scene, haven't talked in a long time, so I'm glad to be here and excited for the first main event of my career.
So let's talk about your fight camp. What have you been working on leading up to this fight? Maybe things that are a little different compared to your other fight camps, since now you're the main event.
Yeah, obviously now that I'm fighting a southpaw in Patrick Teixeira for the first time in my professional career. Making that adjustment to moving to my right more, keeping that lead hand up higher than normally. But other than that, the work ethic is there. The work ethic has always been there. The hunger, the drive has always been there, and I'm ready to put on the show Saturday night. Now,
with you being the main event, I have to give props to Gardy because he has been putting you on with some awesome PR events going on leading up to this main event. Can you talk a little bit about how your stay's been here in New York, what you've been doing?
We've been here for 2 weeks now. We've done the festival on 152nd Street in the Bronx. We did the first pitch at the Mets game. We did Barstool with you now. We're doing a lot of fun stuff. I like it because it keeps my mind away from always thinking boxing.
Yeah, you threw the first pitch at the Mets game?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
I was nervous. I think I was more nervous than when I go into a ring or a sparring session or whatever, because I've never threw a baseball before in my life.
Really?
Never. I've never played baseball before. So it was my first time throwing it, and I'm like, okay, I practiced before, and then when I got to it, I threw it, and I was a bit short. It was just the nerves.
You still made Puerto Rico proud. It's okay. It's okay.
Thank you.
Speaking of where you're at now, 4 years ago was our first interview ever, and you got signed on when you were 16. Your first interview with me was when you were 18. You had the braids, longer hair, a little shorter. You were still tall. But you definitely sprouted up, and it's incredible as a fight fan myself to be able to see the growth that you've made, not only as a young man but a young fighter now turned into a man.
Thank you.
A professional fighter, now fighting main event here at Madison Square Garden. I want to just show you a clip of one of our first in-person interview. That was in Las Vegas. That was the Stevenson versus Nakatila fight.
Yes.
And I just want you to look at this interview and just look at you and how you carry yourself. And I want you to reflect back on who you were. That was 2 years ago. And be able to explain to me kind of how you've changed as a person. All right? Xander Zayas. So I just had my first interview with you how many months back?
Before my last fight, I think it was, or before the fight in February. One of the
yes.
Before the fight in February.
So since then, how have you been? How has it been getting a couple more fights under your belt?
I feel amazing. Coming into my third fight of this year, I told you that my goal was to fight at least 6 times. We halfway there. Saturday night I will put on a show. I'm ready. We did all the hard work and the dedication was done at the gym, and now it's just time to have fun.
Yourself, if you can go back in time and talk to that younger Xander Zayas, what would you say to that fighter?
Don't change anything. Don't change anything that you're doing. Keep the same hunger. Keep the same drive. Keep the same people around you. Because fast forward 4 years later, 3 years later, he's still the same people around me. He's still the same drive, the same hunger, and just a young man now. Before it was maybe a kid, living a dream. Now he's a young man living the dream and making things happen for him and for his family. So I'm just glad and grateful to be in this position.
Do you look at that young fighter and think, oh, you had a certain goal by this time, and do you feel like you've achieved what you want to achieve, or do you feel like that's still in God's plan?
I feel like we had the goals, and they are becoming reality. Obviously, one of the main goals was to be a regional champion, be in the rankings. I'm already there. First main event is happening Saturday night. Then the next one is obviously becoming a world champion, and I know it's coming in the next couple fights. I'm really excited. Thank you guys for all the support, all the love. Saturday, June 8th, don't miss it. I'm going to put on a show and showcase why I'm one of the best 154 pounders in the division.